Hi IELTS candidates and welcome to this new video in which we will be talking about writing task number 2 of the IELTS academic test. So today's topic, as you can see here, is the following. In many countries, plastic shopping bags represent the main source of rubbish. They can cause water and land pollution and so they should be banned. To what extent do you disagree with this statement? So before I start writing my essay, I should remember that there are certain steps to be followed. And the first is highlighting the keyword. So the first keyword here is plastic shopping bags. This is a central word in this topic. Then I have the word source of rubbish, next water and land pollution, and finally should be banned. So based on the highlighted keywords, I understand that the topic suggests that we should ban the use of plastic shopping bags. Why? Simply because they represent the main source of rubbish. After highlighting the keywords, I should now move to the second step, which is understanding the task. So let's now focus on the second part of the topic. It says, to what extent do you disagree with the statement? So this is a to what extent question. Unlike an disagree question, a to what extent question does not ask for your opinion. It rather asks for how much you agree or how much you disagree. So the focus is more on the level of agreement or disagreement, not on whether you agree or you disagree. In order to answer questions like this, there are different expressions that you can use. Here I have four examples. So example number one, you can say, I totally or I completely or I strongly agree or disagree. This is the case when you accept entirely what is given in the topic or you don't accept it at all. Then we have I totally or completely or strongly agree or disagree, but this is the case when you accept one part of the topic but you don't accept the other one. Next we have the expression I partly agree, disagree, and then we have I agree or I disagree to some extent. Again, I would like to remind you that these are not the only expressions you can use for this purpose. Now we move to the next step, which is making a plan. Of course, we have a common plan for IELTS writing task number 2, which is made up of the three components, an introduction and a body paragraph and a conclusion. The number of the body paragraphs varies from one essay to another. Now let's start writing the first part of our essay, which is the introduction. How to write an introduction? For an IELTS essay, the introduction should be made up of two parts. The first is a background statement. What is a background statement and how to write it? So the background statement is the first sentence in your introduction, in which you rewrite the statement in your own words while maintaining the same meaning. You can do this through using a variety of techniques such as paraphrasing, synonyms, passive and active voice, splitting up long sentences, and removing unnecessary words. Here I have prepared a simple background statement for this topic, which is the following. It is argued that plastic shopping bags represent a major cause of waste that should be prohibited to prevent water and land pollution in some regions. So as you can see here, I have used the expression it is argued that, which is highly recommended for this purpose. I also substituted some words in the topic with the new ones, such as the word rubbish, which was changed by the word waste. Also, I have changed the word banned. I used prohibited instead, and the word countries, which was substituted by the word regions. I also used the new words like the word prevent, and overall I have altered the structure of the topic. Now I move to the second part of the introduction, which is the thesis statement. What is a thesis statement and how to write it? A thesis statement is the second and final sentence in the introduction. In a thesis statement, you state the main idea you want to get across. It should be concise and well written. It should also give the examiner a clear idea about what you will be talking about in the body paragraphs. So again, I have prepared a sample thesis statement for this topic, which is the following. I completely agree that plastic shopping bags are highly responsible for water and land pollution. However, I believe that the prohibition of such disposable bags is not the right solution for this problem. So as you can see here, I have stated how much I agree with the idea suggested on the topic. The examiner can understand after reading my thesis statement that I will be talking about two things. The first of which is my complete agreement that plastic shopping bags are the main source of rubbish, and the second is that I don't agree on prohibiting such disposable bags, and instead I will suggest other actions. Now let's move to the second part of our essay, which is the body paragraphs. So let's start with body paragraph number 1. What to write in a body paragraph? A body paragraph should comprise a topic or main sentence. It should also have an explanation sentence or two explanation sentences. It should have an example, and it should have a short summary. Before I start writing my topic sentence, I should go back to my thesis statement, because the thesis statement determines what I write in each paragraph. So I will be focusing on the first part of my thesis statement, highlighted here in green, which reads, I completely agree that plastic shopping bags are highly responsible for water and land pollution. So let's reformulate this idea, and here it is. Needless to say, plastic shopping bags represent the largest portion of rubbish that pose serious threats to water and land. I'm going now to explain this topic sentence. In some countries, only limited quantities of plastic bags are recycled, and the rest can be seen hanging from the branches of trees, flying in the air, and floating on rivers, lakes, and beaches. Indeed, these plastic objects can affect the quality of both surface and groundwater and can potentially damage soil fertility. Now let's give an example. Here it is. For example, a single plastic bag can take up to 300 years to photodegrade and can pollute up to 50 cubic meters of water. The last part of our body paragraph is the short summary. Obviously then, plastic shopping bags have detrimental effects on water and land. Full stop. Let's now move to the second body paragraph here. The second paragraph, just like body paragraph number 1, will be made up of a topic sentence, two explanation sentences, an example, and a short summary. Again, before I start writing my topic sentence, I should go back to my thesis statement. As you can see here, I will be focusing on the second part of my thesis statement, which says, however, I believe that the prohibition of such disposable bags is not the right solution for this problem. I am going to rewrite this idea. So here it is. There are other useful actions that should be taken instead of prohibiting the use of plastic shopping bags. What does this mean? Actually, the problem is not with the plastic shopping bags themselves, but rather with the way people misuse them. Therefore, there is an urgent need to monitor the use of such bags in a more sustainable and environment-friendly manner. I need an example here. For example, we need to raise consciousness of the public and promote a culture of recycling in order to reduce our overall use of plastic. A short summary at the end. Here it is. Hence, the suggested solutions here are more realistic and practical than banning plastic shopping bags. So, as you can see here, body paragraph number 1 and body paragraph number 2 make up a total number of 210 words. You can also see some words here which are highlighted, like the word actually, the word therefore, for example, and hence. These are linking words. They are very important and highly recommended because they add cohesion and coherence to your paragraph in terms of both structure and content. Now let's move to the last part of our essay, which is the conclusion. The conclusion should be concise and straight to the point. You should write at least 35 words in the conclusion. You should summarize your main arguments. You should give your own opinion, and you should vary your language. Also, you should answer the main question in the topic. To do this, you can use a variety of words, like, for example, the word finally, which you can use at the beginning of your conclusion. Also, you can use in a nutshell, in general, in conclusion, and to conclude. But there are certain things that you should avoid. First, you should avoid writing new ideas in your conclusion. You should also avoid repetition, and you should avoid going into details, and it is not a good idea to give examples in the conclusion. Here I have prepared a sample conclusion for this essay. To conclude, it is true that plastic shopping bags have polluting effects on water and land. However, the ban over their use wouldn't solve the pollution dilemma. There are other practical alternatives that can ensure the reduction of plastics as a whole, not only that of the plastic shopping bags. Altogether, I have written 318 words for this essay, which is well enough within the accepted word count. That's all for this video. See you in future videos. Goodbye.